Planet Dolan. From embarrassing parenting fails to public tantrums over fast food, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the dumbest things we've seen people do in public. I'm Danger Dolan's mysterious brother, Zaragambar, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by RobStarLight. One day Dolan was taking a stroll through his neighbourhood. He saw a woman walking her baby in a stroller. The woman really wanted a cigarette, so she reached into her purse and was fishing around for the pack as she walked. While she was doing this, she didn't notice that she and the stroller were veering off the path. In short, she fell, the stroller fell, and her baby tumbled out and started to cry. Dolan thought she'd rush over to help the poor bub. Instead, she picked up her cigarette pack, lit one, took a few puffs, and then casually made her way over to the screaming baby. Dolan couldn't believe it. He raced over and picked the stroller up. He didn't say anything, but the look he gave her said, "The fuck is wrong with you, lady?" Number 9 was submitted by Yumi Boo. One day Shima picked up her sister and took her to get some food from a local fast food place. They were waiting in line at the drive-thru and they saw the lady in front receive her food and start to drive off. The woman then stopped, reversed to the window and screamed, "What the hell is this?" Then she started throwing her food at the poor worker. The guy apologized for messing up her order and asked her to calm down, but it was too late. The woman went nuts. She yelled at him, jumped out of her car and tried to drag him out of the service window. The manager rushed out and told her to leave, so, in a final act of defiance, the woman ripped out the trash can and made a huge mess. Shima and her sister were stunned, and they quietly decided never to come back to this insane restaurant. Number 8 was submitted by Jake 2003. Every Halloween, Carl and his friends used to go trick-or-treating around the neighbourhood, collecting huge stashes of candy and making themselves totally sick. One year, Carl thought he'd get more candy if he expanded his trick-or-treating route, so he went to some houses in the next neighbourhood. He went up to one house and rang the doorbell. The door opened and Carl and his friends were about to shout, "Trick or treat!" until they saw what was on the other side of the door. A creepy teenager was standing there jacking off with one hand and holding a bowl of candy in the other. Carl said,
"What the fuck is going on here?"
and backed away. The incident scarred him so badly that he never went trick-or-treating again. Number 7 was submitted by Undertale Fandom 12. One day Snoopy was at the mall with her friends when they saw a man causing a scene at a nearby Starbucks. The man was screaming about how he didn't get enough chocolate in his order. Snoopy and her friends couldn't help but laugh at how ridiculous he was being. Unfortunately, the guy heard them and shouted, "What the hell are you laughing at?" His insane overreaction made them laugh even harder, which pissed the guy off so much that steam practically came out his ears. He took his not chocolatey enough frappe and threw it at Snoopy, completely drenching her. This got him kicked out of the mall and hopefully sentenced to anger management. Snoopy had to clean herself up with napkins. She wishes he'd just given her his frappe, as she would have much preferred to drink it than wear it. Number 6 was submitted by Pyropelove. Pringle actually played a large role in the dumbest thing he'd ever seen. When he got his driver's license, his older brother came over and offered him a spin in his convertible. Pringle was so happy, he'd always wanted to drive a car with the roof down. He rushed outside and found his brother and a bunch of people sitting in the car waiting. They asked Pringle to drive them downtown, and Pringle said,
"Sure,"
not realizing they were up to something. When they got there, Pringle's brother and his friends put on some weird costumes. They jumped out the car, ran up to some complete strangers and kicked them in the balls. They then jumped back in the car, laughing their asses off, and made Pringle drive away. It was the most stupid and embarrassing thing Pringle had ever seen in his whole life. Number 5 was submitted by eDriver28. One day when Doopy worked at a Subway, a customer ran face first into the glass door. He hit it so hard that he broke his nose and fell straight on his butt, all in front of a big crowd of people. I guess he really wanted a meatball sub. The man was getting lunch with his co-workers and Doopy overheard his boss say that he was getting drug tested as soon as they got back to work. I guess he won't be getting that promotion. Number 4 was submitted by Mudkip2312. One day, Hellbent was in an arcade with some friends. He excused himself to use the restroom, but when he got there, he found there was a huge line. Hellbent got in line and waited when suddenly a middle-aged man ran towards the bathroom, dragging his terrified-looking boy by the wrist. The man shouted,
"Make space for the boy, he's about to shit himself,"
and started barging people out of the way. The boy was really embarrassed, but to be fair, he looked about 10 seconds away from painting the walls brown. Hellbent just lost it. Number 3 was submitted by hellobilbo. When Emoji was 15, his mum took him into town for a day of shopping. After an hour of driving from store to store, their car ran out of gas. Emoji and his mother had to take a bus to the nearest gas station and then take another one back. They were tired and cranky when they got to the gas station and they had to wait half an hour for the bus to get back to their car. When it finally arrived, the bus doors opened and they saw a couple stripped naked and having sex right at the front of the bus. Another guy was filming them with an expensive looking camera. Emoji and his mum were disgusted, but they had such a long day that they didn't want to get off and wait for another bus, so they had to put up with it. It's not all bad. A few days later, the people on the bus were arrested for public indecency. Number 2 was submitted by Anastu Kenzincarnate 5. One day, Andy and her family were driving home from a game store. While at a red light, they saw something that wouldn't look out of place in the latest Grand Theft Auto. A guy in his late 40s was having a boxing match with a payphone. He was circling it, shouting nonsense at it, and was clearly just wasted. Andy's dad drove before they could see how it ended, and Andy wants to know if the man defeated his formidable opponent, the payphone. Number 1 was submitted by me. I've always been a little worried about driving trucks or vans under bridges. Crashing into a bridge because your car is too big is a pretty scary thought. I've had scrapes in car parks and stuff like that, but I'll always remember watching the top of a truck getting torn off by a low rail bridge in Melbourne. It's probably made my paranoia worse. This is one menace of a bridge though. In fact, it's got its own Facebook page because it destroys so many trucks. A huge thanks to the folks over in our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. What's the dumbest job you've ever had? Let us know in the Reddit page link below and you might be featured in a future countdown. Well, that's it for this countdown, but catch you guys next time.
Because he never played with dolls before. Everything was normal until he decided to take off their clothes. He then chopped the dolls into pieces and accidentally cut himself. Dolan's grandma then walked in to see if he was alright. When Dolan turned around, he was covered in blood.